Hello.
Hey everyone,
Welcome to Trident Trivia. I'm Becky.
I'm Kristen. We are your hosts for the evening, and we are also joined by the wonderful Val.
Hello.
So we are so excited to have you join us for trivia tonight. You are watching us on the Trident Network. And if you're not familiar, the Trident Network is a three-pronged digital entertainment network, and it is not exclusively comedy. Just like tonight, there's other shows like trivia, podcasts, and there's so much more that you can find and enjoy. We're going to be talking about it throughout the night, but just know that it is a really incredible network of people, comedians, artists, and we're going to just be filling in throughout the night. So pay attention. You're going to learn a lot about the year 2000, which is the theme of the night. Because
Yes,
Becky and we're feeling 22.
we are. Yeah, and today is my dad's birthday, and I guess my dad being a theme is not anything that would be, something that people would know. But if you do have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Happy to answer questions about my dad, fill you in on any trivia facts there. But yeah, I'm so excited. Y2K. Kristen, do you remember where you were on Y2K?
I do. I celebrated the new year at my next door neighbor, the McGovern's house. And I do remember being incredibly afraid because for months and months leading up to it, we were told everything was going to break.
Yeah.
And my little 10-year-old brain really thought the world was going to end. So it was a scary night.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had probably one of my best, like 9-year-old jokes, which was my family, our tradition on New Year's was always we'd go out and like bang pots and pans and watch fireworks that happened like in our hometowns downtown. We could see it from our house. But we'd walked out to do that, and then I turned around and I was like, "Oh no, all the power's out everywhere!" And my family all turned around and it wasn't. But I was like,
Sneaky.
"I got him."
I love it. Always a jokester, Becky. You had it even,
Mm-hmm.
ingrained.
Yeah. I started young. Well, I'm so excited for tonight's game. Do we want to go over just the rules we have and the rounds? I'm definitely happy to start with just like what we have coming up next. Up next, we're gonna have a round of questions that are all just general things that happened in the year 2000. So you do have your Google form. It's really important that you are using. Val, correct me on this if I'm getting any details wrong, but you want to have your email and then your correct team name on that when you're submitting that, so it's the same team name each time.
As long as the
same email,
as long as the email is the same, you're good to go. And the form
okay,
will go into the chat via a link when the round closes, and then you will have the allotted time to fill in your answers.
perfect. And with each question you're going to have a few minutes just to deliberate with your team, think about what you might want to answer for that before we move on to the next one, and then you'll have plenty of time at the end of the round to fill out the form, decide on the final answers you want to submit, and get those points. You do have to be very precise with your spelling as well as capitalization. We're going to be keeping tabs on the chat in case you're, once the scoring's coming through and you're like, hey, I know I got that question right. Like, what's up with that? Like, feel free to communicate with us there. Let us know if we missed anything. I don't know about you, Kristen. Are we feeling ready for round number one?
I think so. Everyone get ready. Like Becky said, just read through it with us and you will get time at the very end of the round. Why don't we jump on into round one, general trivia.
All right, question one of round one. Michael Phelps made his Olympics debut at the 2000 Sydney Games at the age of 15. While Phelps didn't take home any medals that summer, a 17-year-old swimmer from Australia took home 4 medals, 3 gold and 1 silver. What is the name of this swimmer?
Whoever the swimmer is, I bet they're very excited to be in a trivia question with arguably the greatest Olympian of all time, I believe.
Yeah.
But he's had a journey. Let's talk about Michael Phelps for a second.
All right.
He just like, it's almost unfair that his body was made to swim, but also that was his blessing. So like he found the right thing, but it is just it's wild how much he has built for the pool.
Right.
Yeah.
I swam in middle school and high school, and I remember, I think it was, what was the big one where like it wasn't. Oh, we're on the next question too. We'll come back to Michael Phelps in a second.
We'll
and my middle school swimming career. Don't worry.
Question number 2. Who took home the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor at the 2000 Academy Awards? A, Michael Clark Duncan for The Green Mile. B, Haley Joel Osment for The Sixth Sense. C, Michael Caine for Cider House Rules. D, Tom Cruise in Magnolia. Or E, Jude Law, the talented Mr. Ripley. I think I've seen all of these movies, which is shocking for me.
Ooh.
Yeah, not when I was 10. I didn't watch them in
Oh, no.
I don't think any of those were appropriate for me.
I hope you didn't watch Magnolia when you were 10.
I think that would have been really scarring. I don't know.
Honestly,
I've
a
only
lot of
seen-
these are traumatizing.
I think I've only seen The Green Mile and The Sixth Sense out of this list.
Wow.
Gotta get on those other three.
They're good movies.
Ooh, okay. Here we are, question number 3. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire was released in July 2000. This book is the only one in the series to have won a particular literary award presented to science fiction and fantasy novels each year. With a start in 1953, the award for Best Novel has included nominations such as Slaughterhouse-Five, Dune, and Ender's Game. What is the name of this award?
Dune, the biggest book/movie of this year, or I guess last year. I did try to read it. It didn't work. I had to give up.
I'm so close to finishing it. I told myself I was going to read it before the movie came out.
Yeah.
And I'm like 40 pages away from finishing it. I couldn't get in. There was parts where I was like, yes, I'm so tuned in. I'm loving it. And then like the next chapter will come. I'm like, they're just in the desert. I'm so bored.
Proud you've made it that far. I think I need 10 pages. So you are doing great. Really.
It's great. I can see how it's important. All right, question 4.
Question 4. Sony released the PlayStation 2 in Japan in March of 2000, with a later release in North America in October of 2000. The console remained in production until 2013. In terms of copies sold worldwide, what is the best-selling PS2 game of all time? A, Final Fantasy X? I don't know games. B, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. C, Kingdom Hearts. D, Gran Turismo 3 Effect. Again, E, Madden NFL 2001. I am dating a gamer and he would be embarrassed of that.
You did great.
We're so proud.
Ooh, Gran Turismo?
Yeah.
Turismo, yeah.
Wow. I do know Kingdom Hearts is a game about Disney characters.
Mm-hmm.
I do know that.
Could have been a theme from last trivia too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Question.
Ooh, these questions are coming hot. All right, question 5. During the infamous 2000 U.S. presidential election, Katherine Harris was a central figure in the Florida election recount. What office did she hold?
Did you in elementary school vote in like a fake presidential election? That was so much fun.
Yeah. Gore won.
I was hardcore for Gore. And I remember screaming at my classmates across the playground, being like, Bush sucks. And I wonder if they think about that, because I do. I know.
Yeah, were they on the wrong side of history on the playground?
Yeah, they were. I do wonder where they fall these days, but I don't talk to anyone from my childhood. So that's not true. Select few.
Yeah, I hope if any of Kristen's friends from childhood are on the stream right now, our sincerest apologies. You are very welcome here. Kristen will reach out after the show.
I will apologize. I'll make amends. Any of the 3, I went to 3 elementary schools, which was insane. All right, question number 6. November 2000 marked the arrival of Expedition 1 and the first residential crew at the International Space Station. How many people were in the first crew that resided on ISS from November 2000 to March 2001? A, 5, B, 6, C, 3, or D, 4? Would you go to space if you could, Becky?
Absolutely not.
No.
Same. I think it's insane.
Too big a risk.
I don't want to be away from my house.
Mm-hmm.
Let alone somewhere where there's no oxygen and everything could go wrong.
You're right. It's also crazy when I was looking up this or just like information on this for this question, like there has not been a break. Like there's been someone at ISS since 2000.
No, thank you.
That's crazy. I can't remember, like, I can't imagine like being on the crew that's like waiting for the incoming crew and just being like, hurry up. I want to
get
go home.
home.
All right, question number 7. Who was the MVP of the 2000 World Series between the New York Mets and the New York Yankees?
Yeah, New York versus New York. Come on.
That's gotta have been a fun game.
Like if the Sox were versus the Cubs, which it will never happen. But like I think Chicago would lose its mind.
Oh, absolutely.
It wouldn't function.
And never say never, Kristen.
I mean, it's true. I mean, the Bengals just got into the Super Bowl. Am I right?
Anything can happen.
I did watch that game last night for the first time. I don't watch football.
But it was a good game to watch.
Oh my gosh, crazy.
So I'm bad at football, but does that mean like the two teams are decided for the Super Bowl now?
Yeah, it's going to be the Rams versus the Bengals. So Cincinnati versus LA.
Ooh.
I know. But the Bengals, they look great. They have my favorite color, orange, is part of their uniform. So I'm all in. That is going to round out round 1. So 7 questions total. Keep your eye on the chat. We're going to pop in the link for the Google form. Take your time, watch any kind of spellings, if there's spellings, and submit. And we will see you in a few minutes.
Best of luck. All right, we're back.
Woo, good job, everyone. Round one
Yeah.
done.
We're
We're
fine.
gonna go. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, just that we're finalizing those scores, getting ready to jump
Okay.
into question number 1. Find out what that answer was, see how you did, see who gets to gloat about getting the answer right, and then who has some shame.
We've only
Yeah.
had 2 answer submissions, so last call.
All
Yeah,
right.
one last call if you're still working on your form, get those sent in. Maybe give them like an extra 30 seconds, Dale.
Yep.
Is that what we're thinking? Okay.
So why don't we go over just how many rounds are going to be? If this is your first time playing with us, we have 4 full rounds and then 1 final round. The final round is where you get to wager your points. So it's make or break in the last round. So the one thing is, whatever you bet, you either get it or you lose it. So if you get the wrong answer, you lose all the points that you bet. If you got it right, you get them. And then as the next rounds go on, round 2 will have 15 questions. Round 3 will have 7. Round 4 will have 15 again. All different themes. You'll find out as we go on through the night. And then the last final round will have 2 questions. So if this round wasn't your round, you don't worry. There's plenty more coming. Plenty more of the 50,000.
We've got a music round. We've got a movie round. If remembering random things that happened in the year 2000 isn't your forte, maybe you got something coming up with the movie round. I've got a good feeling about that.
All right, we've closed submissions.
Ooh, all right. Submissions are closed. Get into these hard answers of round 1.
All
right. Here we go. Question number 1. We were looking for Michael Phelps made his Olympics debut at the 2000 Sydney Games at the age of 15. Didn't take home any medals, but a 17-year-old swimmer from Australia did. What is his name? Ian Thorpe, also known as the Torpedo.
Ooh.
They were rivals at the next games after that.
Which I believe were Athens, yes?
Mm-hmm.
The Olympics are coming so soon. I'm really excited.
So soon.
Friday.
Is it really this Friday?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I thought it was full on next week. Well, that's incredible. All right, let's see. What do we have for question number 2? All right, so we were looking for who took home the Best Supporting Actor Academy Award in the year 2000, and the answer was Michael Caine.
We love him.
He's a great man. I feel like he's everyone's grandpa, the best way.
Muppet Christmas Carol, best movie of all time, unarguably.
So good. Best version of that.
Best Muppet movie, best Christmas Carol version, absolutely.
Perfect.
All right, question number 3. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire was released in the summer of 2000. It was the only book in that series to win what award? This award started in 1953 and included nominations such as Slaughterhouse-Five, Dune, and Ender's Game. What is the name of this award we were looking for? It was the Hugo Award. I think the Nebula Award started a little bit later, but Hugo Award was the one that was awarded to Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
I think it's the best of the series.
Mm-hmm.
It is my personal favorite.
Wow.
So for question number 4, I know it's a hot take.
Hot take.
Patrick Diggory, he did it for me. Not just because he was Robert Pattinson. All right, question number 4, the one that I was so good at saying. We're looking for what was the best-selling PS2 game of all time, and of course, we all know the answer. That would be Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Because
popular
like
game.
Stealing the car, okay? Nothing like it.
All right, question number 5. During the 2000 U.S. presidential election, Katherine Harris was a central figure in the Florida election recount. What office did she hold? It would be the Secretary of State of Florida. I would not want that job in the year 2000.
Nope. Those hanging chads, they really killed us.
Or maybe any year, really, but especially the year 2000.
Yeah, Florida's a fun place to visit. I will say that. I love to visit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, question number 6. We were looking for how many people were on the first crew that resided on the ISS for a very long time. We're looking for the answer 3C. 3C.
Wow. Can you imagine only being with 3 people for, I mean, a lot of us are doing it in the pandemic, but that's
Oof,
a long time.
it's a long time.
You can't even go outside for a walk.
Nope.
Well, unless it's like a space walk anyways.
And there was
Too
no
long.
No Wordle back then. So,
Mm.
not worth it.
Nope.
All right, question number 7 to round us out.
All right, who was the MVP of the 2000 World Series? It was against the New York Mets and the New York Yankees. That would be Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter, one of the few baseball names I know.
He's a big one, so that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Him.
Great job, Michael. That question was there for you.
All right, well, that closes out round 1. A great round, and we're going to take a look at our scores. So we've got 2 people on the board, which we love. 2000s and Late is in the lead with four hot points. And Oops, I Did It Again is in number 2 with 2. So just everyone know that the next couple rounds you've got a chance, all right?
I believe in you. And are you not entertained? I think this next round is going to be a great one for you. We'll see what happens, what shakes out. All right, round 2.
Quotes.
All about movie quotes. So this round, we're going to have various movie quotes from the year 2000. You're going to be reading the quote and then identifying which movie it belongs to. You have to get the full movie title to get those points on that question. Kristen, we feeling good? We feeling ready to jump right in?
Oh, I'm feeling real good. My favorite movie is in this batch. So if you know me, that's a hint. All right, question number 1, the quote, "You are my lawyer, so I think you should know. I've killed a lot of people. Some girls in the apartment uptown, some homeless people, maybe 5 or 10. An NYU girl I met in Central Park."
Creepy.
Murdery. Wow. I would not want to be a lawyer. I would not.
No. I feel like that's not something you should tell your lawyer.
No.
This is also definitely a movie that I wouldn't have been allowed to see in the year 2000.
Yeah.
What's the first rated R movie you ever saw?
Ooh.
That's a good question. I feel like it's been too long for me to remember this. Ooh, okay. Question number 2. Our quote is, "What's up?"
What's up? The biggest catchphrase.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I mean, originally from a Budweiser commercial, but what movie used this?
Simple.
Yeah, going back to R-rated movies, I would have to think on that. I did see House of a Thousand Corpses at an age that I should not have seen that, but that's the only one I can think of.
I don't know. My sister's 4 years older than me, so I probably just whatever like VHS she had that I wasn't supposed to be watching. Was Titanic R or was that PG-13?
I think it might have just been 13.
I think it was 13 because that's how it got so many viewers.
All right, question number 3. One day you'll be cool. Look under your bed, it will set you free. Deep.
Mm-hmm.
Under my bed is all of my storage and things that I don't want to see.
I've got like a box of like my old tax like documents. Those just get tucked away.
Print them out, like hard copies?
Well, I used to be an independent contractor for a while, so I'm really scared I'm always going to get audited because I'm like, maybe I did something wrong. So I just like a box full of receipts.
I love that. That's good. Safety first, right? You want to protect yourself.
Exactly. All right, question number 4, our quote is, "You got your busy bee? Do you want your busy bee?" A great movie.
A really good movie. I have not watched quite some time. I think this needs to be added to my
rewatch list.
Just rewatched recently. Definitely a rewatch.
We like to play this game in my house of like, hey, have you seen this movie? And most of the time the answer is no for me or Nathan or his sister now. And they get very offended when I have not seen a lot of these classic movies. So they've been really reintroducing me to some stuff, which has been fun. All right. Quote/question number 5. Once upon a time, there were three very different little girls who grew up to be three very different women with three things in common. They're brilliant, they're beautiful, and they work for me. My name is Charlie. It's a pretty big hint in that quote.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Some big clues in this one.
But this was like the biggest movie. This was so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I saw the sequel of this movie, which was the first PG-13 movie I saw in the theater.
Wow.
Yeah, my mom bought the ticket for me.
I was gonna say you were not 13 when this came.
I had to see it. It was a must-see. Oh, okay. Question number 6. Your quote is, I transferred from Los Angeles. Your school has no gymnastics team. This is a last resort. Another classic sleepover film.
Oh, good. Man, this was a big one. We quoted a lot in my house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, year 2000. Big year for movies.
Like, these kinds of movies, I feel like they just did not get made in the same way. You know, like, yes, there's been like sequels and whatnot of this and like other similar type movies, but they don't hit the same. All right, question number 7. And if anyone tries to hurt one of my new friends, I would take them out. I would make them suffer. And if they ran, I would hunt them down. Thank you, Kathy.
Ominous.
Yeah, this is a movie I watched with my mom like once a day for an entire summer.
Also a very classic.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of good quotes from this movie, but this one, I think Michael's got this one, if I'm looking at the chat. Ooh, okay, question number 8. Your quote is, I don't like to be a pie. I don't want to be a pie. I don't like gravy.
I don't like gravy either. I'm sorry. I don't eat meat.
Yeah, Richie.
This isn't open response.
Get this man a form. Yeah, if anyone's watching the chat, don't look.
I think.
Yeah, I definitely. Okay. Question 9. Look what I have created. I have made fire.
This was a movie I watched like probably 15 years after it came out, and like had no one to talk to about it. Like when you watch like an old movie for the first time and you're like, man, I want to talk about it, but you're like, it's not in the like.
Yeah,
people are buzzing about it right now.
That's how I watched My Cousin Vinny for the very first time.
Yeah.
And it was fun. And I'm like, I always thought I like knew what the movie was. I kind of did, but it was I'm glad I watched it.
It's so good. All right, question 10. Our quote is, by walking off the plane, you cheated death. Capital D, death. You have to figure out when it's coming back at you.
This actually might be my first. This might have been one of my first R-rated. I feel like this is R. Maybe it's PG-13. I don't know. Times were different, but this one definitely like shook me up. This also was part of my fear, I think, of flying, if we're being honest.
Ooh. Or also driving on the highway.
Water.
I will always switch lanes.
Nails.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Lots of bad stuff. I was a fearful child. Question number 11. Can't you see it, Everett? Them sirens did this to Pete. They loved him up and turned him into a horny toad. Horny toad. Now, which
so
one?
We got someone looking for the answer form. So we're going to give that at the end of this round. You'll see that in the chat here. There'll be a link.
And in the form, you'll have the quote. So you don't have to remember these. You'll be able to see it within the form where you'll put in your answers. So no need to like write anything down. You'll have plenty of time to go through and put in your answers of the movie titles.
All right, question number 12. Our quote is, "Damn, girl, I didn't know Nike made dresses."
This is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I haven't seen it yet. I've had plenty of time. I've had 22 years.
Can we have a slumber party and watch this?
Yes.
Trivia slumber party.
Everyone's invited in the chat. Just give us your email. We'll send out those invites.
Good. So fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Can
we
we
did
talk?
sleepover. Come on.
Yeah. Person, can we talk about your background for a minute? Oh, in a second, though.
Yes, after this. All right, question 13. I'm booked, of course. If I bump the loathing to 9, I could still be done in time to lay in bed, stare at the ceiling, and slip slowly into madness. So my background, I'm in a music video, if you can't tell. Very 2000s. Or if you want to be a little bit more literal, I am inside of a cheese grater. You know, coarse, slices, fine.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Because the joke is that in most of the music videos in the 2000s, think of really anyone, they looked so much like this background.
Ooh. Okay. Question 14. Our quote is, "You know, in my defense, your poisons all look alike. You might think about relabeling some of them." Yes, it is giving definitely some TLC vibes. Like if you had like a fisheye lens on your face right now, and like maybe you got down and you did one of these, maybe yeah, you got to fly a little bit.
If I was more mobile, I might do like a real dance. But I did throw out my back yesterday, like a real 31-year-old that I am. So stay safe, people. Stretch. Strengthen your core. Don't be like me. Do not do what I did, which is get up too fast out of the couch. All right, question number 15. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you're here? You are here. Sorry, I'll take that again. Is this not why you are here?
I'll take that
All
again.
right.
That was such an actor.
I didn't like my choice in that one.
Yeah. From the top.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here? I felt bad.
Yeah. I really hope the team, Are You Not Entertained? I mean, here's your chance. You got 2 points handed to you on a beautiful platter.
You can do it.
We're counting on you on this one. All right, we do have the form up in the chat, so keep an eye out for that. We are about to move on to our answer round. Everyone feeling ready? You feeling good, Kristen?
Wait, we're
Feeling good. Everyone take your time and write your titles with care. Really try and spell them correctly. And thank you. We'll see you in a few.
All right, folks, we are back. We're going to give a few extra seconds, last minute, get those submissions in. I think right now we have one team who got their form in. So if you're scrambling to get yours done, don't worry, we got your back. Get those in as soon as you can, and then we'll move right into those answers.
Gotta get them points. You're earning every single one of them. So good. So good. So good. Becky, what was that thing we didn't hit back on in round one that you were gonna say something and then we had to jump in?
It might have been about the Athens Olympics team and how big that was for middle school swimming at the time.
That makes sense.
2004, that was a big summer. I used to get USA Swimming magazine and I had that cover. Like I saved that for a long time. So I was like, yeah, USA.
Yeah, that was like a crazy fun, because like we hadn't done like that well in swimming like ever, right? Like wasn't that kind of like an unusual?
I don't know. But I remember feeling big. I feel like Australia. I mean, like we had like Ian Thorpe and like whatnot. So yeah.
All right.
So how are we looking on form?
We have 3 responses and an interesting result. So let's get through these answers so we can see what happened.
Sounds good. All right, quote number 1. We had, "You're my lawyer, so I think you should know. I've killed a lot of people. Some girls in the apartment uptown, some homeless people, maybe 5 or 10. An NYU girl I met in Central Park. This movie, it's American Psycho."
Very sad. Question number 2, what's up? And that is, of course, from Scary Movie.
A classic film.
So good.
All right, question number 3, aka Kristen's favorite movie, Zooey Deschanel. "One day you'll be cool. Look under your bed. It will set you free." Talking about some records, it's Almost Famous.
Famous. Talking about light a candle, listen to Tommy. You'll see your future. Everyone, please watch this movie. It is so good. So good. All right. Question number 4. You've got your busy bee. Do you want your busy bee? That is, of course, from Best in Show. A wonderful film. Please, again, see if you have not seen. So funny.
The scene when she's like trying to buy the busy bee and the guy's like, "This is kind of a bee," and she's like, "It's not the busy bee." All right, question number 5. Once upon a time, there were 3 very different little girls who grew up to be 3 very different women with 3 things in common. They're brilliant, they're beautiful, and they work for me. My name is Charlie. That's got to be Charlie's Angels.
Everyone do those poses. Yeah.
And if you're wondering, yes, you can see the sequel without seeing the first. You can still see them out of order, as I did when I was in middle school.
Yeah, see them any way you can. Question number 6. I transferred from Los Angeles. Your school has no gymnastics team. This is a last resort. That is, of course, from Bring It On.
If you didn't have a slumber party in the early 2000s where you split into 2 groups and got to be rival schools, come up with cheers, I don't know what your
What were you doing? What were you doing?
What were you doing? If someone didn't cry that night, what were you doing?
And if you didn't find the toothbrushing scene to be the most romantic moment in film, I don't know what you were thinking.
Oh, so good.
All right, question number 7. And if anyone tries to hurt one of my new friends, I would take them out. I would make them suffer. And if they ran, I would hunt them down. Thank you, Kathy. That's from one of my mom and I's favorite movies, Miss Congeniality.
With the one that Rich spoiled.
Yeah, also known as the movie that Rich loudly declared in the chat.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, Rich, for that freebie.
We love enthusiasm. All right, question number 8. I don't want to be a pie. I don't like gravy. And that is from the wonderful film Chicken Run.
Quintessential film of the 2000s. All right, question number 9. Look what I have created. I have made fire. Because we couldn't use Wilson. Come on, it's Castaway. We already gave you Charlie's Angels on a beautiful platter. We're not gonna give you Wilson there.
We can't.
But I did see Castaway like 4 years ago, and it's a great movie.
It is. It holds up.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 10. By walking off the plane, you cheated death. You have to figure out when it's coming back at you. And this is, of course, from the very scary film, Final Destination, about a group of teens who escape death, but then death comes a-knocking and a killing. So, be warned if you haven't seen it. We know he's 22 years old, but it's scary.
Yeah. But also that like scene with the like, I don't even know if it's in the first one, but the one with the like logs coming off the truck. Anytime I see one of those trucks on the highway, I'm like, don't have time. All right. Quote number 11. Can't you see it, Everett? Them sirens did this to Pete. They loved him up and turned him into a horny toad. That is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
The soundtrack to that film is incredible.
Oh, good.
But spoiler, George Clooney does not sing in it. That is fake. He's not singing.
Wow. It's like the what's her name in Breakfast at Tiffany? Or no, My Fair Lady. But it's still the same actress. But she didn't do any of the singing in that.
Oh, Audrey Hepburn?
Yeah.
Oh.
I saw a TikTok about this. One woman sang over like every famous woman in that era in their movies. And they all hated her for it.
Oh no. She probably got like no credit either.
She got no credit and no money.
That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder who this George Clooney voice is. We should give him a movie.
I feel like worried that maybe I'm wrong on that, but I really feel like he did not sing it. So if anyone wants to Google it, you let us know.
Fact check us in the chat. Let us know if something's wrong. We want it. Rich, this is a time where you can let us know. Oh, okay. Michael's confirming. It does look like that is true.
I don't want to be slandering his name. Okay, thank God. Whew. I can't play for Clooney money. Damn girl, I didn't know Nike made dresses. That is, of course, from Love and Basketball.
Yes.
Sleepover. Let's have a sleepover.
Yes.
I gotta see this.
Doing it.
Oh, such a good movie.
All right, question 13. I'm booked. Of course, if I bumped the loathing to 9, I could still be done in time to lay in bed, stare at the ceiling, and slip slowly into madness. This is from that monologue from How the Grinch Stole Christmas, when he's going over his schedule for that day.
Total Grinch.
I watched this last Christmas. Great movie.
So good. Question 14, we have, in my defense, your poisons all look alike. You might think about relabeling some of them. And that is from The Emperor's New Groove. So good.
So many good quotes in this movie.
And I think we need to have like a movie viewing, because after everything, I'm like, yeah, love it. But it's true. We really love the year 2000, and we just can't say it enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right, question number 5. Val, I have to know, Are You Not Entertained? Did they submit a form?
Hold on.
Fingers crossed they get those 2 points.
Yes, they did.
Woo! All right. Question 15. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here? That's from Gladiator.
Joaquin Phoenix is a baddie, but I would kiss him on the mouth. Sorry, Nathan, he's on my list. All right, we are 2 rounds in, everybody. I hope this went a little bit smoother than round 1. We love a good movie quote.
Ooh.
Wow, look at some big numbers.
Not only did Are You Not Entertained submit a form, they came in fighting. We love to see it. You guys are in first place right now.
And 22 for Feeling 22? Come on, incredible.
We love it. Followed by 2000 and Late. Oops, we did it again. We do have 3 other teams submitted. If you're having any trouble with the forms, let us know. We have that Twitch chat going. Reach out to us there. I would give you my phone number, but I don't know if that's safe to do here. But again, let us know in the chat. Happy to help get get your answers in and make sure that you're having fun with this. All right, we feeling good? We feeling ready for the next round?
Yeah, let's head into the music round in honor of this music video setting. Yeah, we're gonna go into music trivia. So we're gonna test your knowledge in all things music. All right, so question number 1, which artist took home the award for Best New Artist at the 2000s Grammy Awards? A, Shelby Lynn, B, Brad Paisley, C, Papa Roach, D, Jill Scott, or E, Cisco?
Wow, what a roster.
What a group of like so many different genres, different vibes. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I don't know who Shelby Lynn is, but that just like sounds like somebody that'd be like, oh, I went to school with her, Shelby Lynn.
I will say the one I'm the most familiar with on this list is Cisco.
I was hoping it was gonna be Papa Roach.
I'm such a Papa Roach girl.
Suffocation. No breathing.
Yeah.
That just screams Kristen Allen. I don't know.
Ooh, I'm looking up stuff on Shelby Lynn as we speak. Oh, okay. I'll do that later because we're on to question 2. All right. At MTV's annual VMAs, Tim Comerford of Rage Against the Machine was seen climbing a piece of set scaffolding and refused to come down after his band lost the award for Best Rock Video. What band beat out Rage Against the Machine that night? You got A, Creed with the song Higher, B, Kid Rock with Cowboy, C, Limp Bizkit, Break Stuff, D, Korn, Falling Away From Me, or E, Metallica, I Disappear. I have to say, I would be so mad if I lost to any of these songs.
Yep. And he was like let out with like, he was escorted by security. He would not get down from the stage. It was like one of the biggest VMA moments.
I mean, we live for moments like that. Those are moments that bring us together as a society.
100%. All right, question number 3. What was the best-selling album of the year 2000? We have A, NSYNC, No Strings Attached, B, The Backstreet Boys, Black and Blue, C, Madonna, Music, D, Britney Spears, Oops, I Did It Again, or E, Radiohead, Kid A. Some powerhouses.
Yeah.
It makes you think, like, who was it? A boy band? Was it one of the women of the 2000s? Was it indie darling Radiohead? Like, they're all very popular. Yeah, it's a tough one. Were you an NSYNC or a Backstreet Boys fan?
Great question. At the time, I was in sync, but now that I'm a full-grown adult woman and I've gone back and been able to listen to it, Backstreet Boys had it in the bag. I mean, vocally, it belonged to them, but me in elementary school, I was in sync all the way. All right, question 4. TRL ruled the after-school landscape back in the 2000s. It was an era of incredible pop and boy bands. Which of the following was the #1 top requested music video of all time? We've got A, Backstreet Boys, Shape of My Heart, a classic. B, NSYNC, No Strings Attached. C, Britney Spears, Oops, I Did It Again. D, Eminem, The Real Slim Shady. Or E, NSYNC, Bye, Bye, Bye.
Man, wasn't it in a video? It was like Bye, Bye, Bye was in like a this thing. Bye, Bye, Bye.
Oh, yeah.
Take it tough. I just want to, I shouldn't sing. Copyright, but man.
Oh yeah, if Twitch hears us,
Twitch is gonna know. They're gonna say that sounds like NSYNC. That sounds like
an undiscovered beautiful voice. Sign. We need to get her signed immediately to Twitch Records.
My dream to be in a band. If only. All right, question number 5. In 2000, one of the inductees into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was an English rock guitarist, singer, and songwriter, widely regarded as one of the most important and influential guitarists of all time. Was it A, George Harrison, B, Eric Clapton, C, Jimmy Page, D, Pete Townsend, or E, Joe Strummer?
Feels like Joe Strummer didn't have a choice but to be a guitarist.
It's a pretty good name.
Like, I got a calling in life.
I one time was when I worked at Apple, this couple came in and they're like, oh, we had our first grandchild. I go, congratulations. And they're like, and they named it after something about the Clash. Do you want to guess what the name was? And I was like, I don't fucking know. So I kept like saying these different things, and then it eventually came out that it was Strummer was the name of the child. I go, cool.
Oh boy.
I always think of that.
That's a fun baby name. All right, question number 6. Which song topped the Billboard year-end Hot 100 single? A, Say My Name by Destiny's Child. B, Smooth by Santana featuring Rob Thomas. C, Breathe by Faith Hill. D, The Thong Song by Cisco. Or E, Oops, I Did It Again by Britney Spears.
There's my boy with the thong song, baby.
Okay, so this is the song that topped, it was the year-end Hot 100 single. So this is like all out of all of the year 2000, which one was on the like number 1 spot the longest?
You got it. That is exactly what it is. Yep.
Very fun.
They keep track of everything.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm just thinking of simpler times.
Truly, the thong song.
Oh, what? Say My Name? Come on.
Dumps Like a Truck. What?
Question number 7. Which of the following took home the Oscar for Best Original Song? A, My Funny Friend and Me by David Hartley and Sting. B, I've Seen It All by Bjork and Bjorn and Lars von Trier. That was hard. C, A Feel in Love by Randy Newman. D, A Love Before Time by George Calderani and Tan Dunn, James Seamus. Or E, Things Have Changed by Bob Dylan. Wow, Bjorn? Do you think that's how we say it? Bjorn?
Bjorn? What if it's Sean? I hope it's Sean.
Oh, that would be so tricky.
That'd be so fun.
What if it's like Dave?
Bjork, Dave, and Lars von Trier. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, we've got 7 minutes to look up how to pronounce this name.
All right, so everyone keep an eye on the chat. We're going to be dropping in the Google form to put in your answers. And again, take your time. This one, I believe, is all multiple choice. So pick what you think the answer is, and we will see you in a couple minutes.
Have fun. All right, folks, we're back.
Did you miss us because we missed you?
Mm-hmm. We spent the entire 5 minutes looking up how to pronounce that Icelandic name, and we're so ready to wow you, to shock you.
We know it backwards and forwards. It's like our own name now. All right, we're going to jump in. For question number 1, what artist took home the award for Best New Artist at the Grammys? And it is, of course, Miss Shelby Lynn.
Shelby Lynn.
Everyone knows that American songwriter.
I'm gonna look up her songs after this so I can hear that, know who she is, because this girl did not stand the test of time.
Nope.
I think she's been forgotten. But the year 2000, peak year for Shelby Lynn.
Yeah, best year probably of her life. So let's all agree to go home and listen to one song by Shelby Lynn.
Yes. We'll make that pact right here. All right, question number 2. At MTV's annual VMAs, Tim Comerford of Rage Against the Machine was seen climbing a piece of set scaffolding and refused to come down after his band lost the award for Best Rock Video. What band beat out Rage Against the Machine that night? Guys, it was Limp Bizkit's Break Stuff. What a song. I will say the song is fun to put on if you just want to like knock off pillows off your couch, though. Like it's a good time if you want to just be rowdy and stupid and listen to a terrible song.
But I'll put that also on our list because I think we should see both sides of the year 2000. I'd have to imagine Shelby Lynn is very different than Limp Bizkit. I would have to.
We could. I hope they're the same. I hope they're kind of in the same vein.
Well, we're gonna find out. All right, we're looking for question number 3. What was the best-selling album of the year 2000? And that went to our boys NSYNC with No Strings Attached. They were the reigning supreme of album sales.
And that CD cover, like
iconic.
We love it.
Yep, we do.
All right, question number 4. TRL ruled the after-school landscape back in the 2000s. It was the era of incredible pop and boy bands. Which of the following was the #1 top requested music video of all time? So this is not just like the year 2000. This is like the entire time that TRL was on. What song was the most requested? It's A, Backstreet Boys, Shape of My Heart.
That did come out in the year 2000, but it reigned supreme of the entire TRL landscape of all time.
That's dedicated fans. That is calling in every day. You wanted to listen to Shape of My Heart.
Yeah, they really went hard. And I guess Backstreet Boys fans were just a little bit more into it than NSYNC. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know if I know what that song sounds like. Like I keep hearing, I'm trying to sing it in my head, but I'm doing Quit Playing Games with My Heart. Is that the same song?
I think it's different.
What does Shape of My Heart sound like? If someone could, I don't know, email us at tridentnetwork.org.
I'll sing it when we're not streaming.
Yeah, we can't sing it here. You can't. Anyways, but someone needs to answer this question for me. Yeah. All right, question number 5. In 2000, go ahead. I think I read the last one, so this is all you, Kristen.
Thank you. In 2000, one of the inductees into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was an English rock guitarist, singer, songwriter, widely regarded as one of the most important and influential guitarists of all time. And we were looking for Mr. Eric Clapton.
What a man. Isn't he like anti-vaccine right now? I feel like he's been doing some. He's always been kind of a little POS, but
yeah. Well, he stole George Harrison's wife. He stole his wife, and so I have mixed views on him. But he did go into the Hall of Fame, so congratulations, Eric Clapton, 22 years ago.
Can play the guitar, but man, thank you. Michael has confirmed he is anti-vaccine.
Oh, then we're anti him. I wish he wasn't.
Yeah, pull him from Spotify. Let's go. All right, question number 6. Which song topped the Billboard year-end Hot 100 single? That's going to be See Breathe by Faith Hill.
You wouldn't expect it from that list.
No.
But Breathe.
Good for Faith Hill.
Knows what she's doing. You got to remember to breathe, baby. Oh, everyone. Okay, so we're going to pronounce the word. Becky, should we do it on
yeah. Oh, okay. Right now?
But on the count of three, right? Val,
One.
if you want to join in.
Sure.
1, 2,
Two.
3.
Shown. It's she-own, but one syllable. Shown.
Whoa, baby. Whoa, baby. All right, so we're looking for the answer for which song took home the Oscar for Best Original Song, and that honor went to Sir Bob Dylan. I think he's a sir. Things Have Changed.
United?
I think he is. I
Good
could
for
be making that
him.
up.
I thought you had to be like English citizen then.
That might be true,
No,
actually. Chat.
I
Can
think
you confirm?
he was given the like poet laureate and he didn't show up to accept it.
Good for him.
That man is lived a life, and he's just saying, "I don't want to do nothing." That's the vibe I'm picking up on. But good for Bob. He did it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that rounds out round three. Round three. We are.
Remember when Shelby Lynn won that? Yeah. Are we ready for an update on scores? See how we did?
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Are you not entertained? Maintaining that lead with 26 points. Followed by 2000 and late with 18. Oops, we did it again. You're still in the game. We still believe in you.
Yeah. You know what? I think round 4 might be kinder. It isn't on television, and there is both trivia and pictures. So I'm a visual person. I think this could be like a really like crazy round for some upsets. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah. No, this is definitely one to like shake up the scores, knock some people out of first place.
Anything can happen in round 4. That's what we always say.
No rules, except all the rules that are currently applying, but a free for all, but also structured.
Perfect. Well,
there's 30 points at stake in this next round, so anyone can take it.
3-0. 30.
Yeah. All right, round number 4. We've got TV picks and trivia. We got a little bit of trivia. We also have some pictures for you to look at and identify the movie. All right, question number 1. TV. Gilmore Girls premiered October 5th, 2000 and ran for 7 seasons. Many well-known actors appeared as small one-off characters. Which of the following list of actors was not on the show? A. Max Greenfield. B. Nassim Pedrad. C. Rami Malek. D. Jane Lynch. Or E. Busy Phillips.
I love Gilmore Girls.
I never watched it.
Oh, Becky, it's a journey. You have to be really like invested because it's a long journey. I will say that.
Yeah.
They every script, like a normal script for like a 40-minute show. We'll get back to that in a second. You've got question 2.
Oh. All right, question 2. This HBO show also premiered in the year 2000 and received 47 Emmy nominations and has only won twice. Name that show.
Ooh, 47.
Wow.
47 nominations. Okay, back to Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, back Gilmore talk.
So like a typical, 42-minute television show, the script would be like 42 pages, right? But the scripts for Gilmore Girls were like 80 pages.
Jesus.
And they had a coach on set to make them talk faster.
They just had that much dialogue.
Yeah.
It's like very quippy, very like intricate.
Yeah. All right, question number 3. Who was the first musical guest on SNL for the year 2000? A. Beck. B. NSYNC. C. Cisco. D. Blink 182. Or E. Britney Spears. Wow. I hope all of these artists performed.
I will confirm that they all of these artists did in fact perform in the year 2000. One of them was the very first episode of the year. But these are all true musical guests from that season.
Ooh.
Isn't that wild that Cisco was on SNL? I'm not gonna stop thinking about him the rest of the night.
Right. I would love to know like who was the host for each of these artists.
All but one of these classic Adult Swim shows premiered in the year 2000, 9 months before Adult Swim's actual premiere, which was September of 2001. So we have A, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, B, Home Movies, C, Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, D, C-Lab 2021, or E, The Brack Show? So what this question might be a little bit confusing. Basically, 4 of these did premiere in the year 2000. One of them did not. So which was the one of these that did not premiere in the year 2000?
Is the Brack Show, is that the one that's like Space Ghost, Coast to Coast? Okay, I remember that. All right, now we are on to our picture round, our picture portion of this round. So you do need to identify what TV show this still is from. So this is going to be one that you're going to write in once the form is ready. We love a sitcom breakfast that's like 3 courses long. Who in the world has had this on like a Monday morning? Yeah.
Waffles
Maybe
and
Christmas
toast?
morning.
Are we the queen?
Yeah, absolutely not. We don't have toast and waffle money in this house. Or a pitcher of orange juice.
Ooh, we've got a group of individuals standing by a body of water.
Oh, man.
There's a lot of hats and a lot of backpacks.
Knowing what the answer is, I'm shocked.
I will give one hint. This is a reality TV show. This is not like a scripted comedy drama. This is a reality show.
That was a big hint.
I'm feeling generous tonight. I'm feeling the love.
It's all about generosity here.
Generosity of spirit.
Oh, fun. 7.
So this is a man in a contraption. Is he still alive? I think so.
We'll find out.
Unfortunately, not everyone from the show is. Yeah. This is a downer section.
A moment of silence.
Michael just wrote Castaway.
I'm sorry, we're looking for a TV show.
Oh, 8. Look at this. Can we just look at this hairstyle? Like,
yeah.
Inspiring. Mm-hmm. I think I tried to like ask for this a couple times. My mom was like, we'll try. Or do you remember the like twisting the hair and then like the butterfly clip?
Oh yeah. I did that to go to bar and bat mitzvahs.
Amazing. My mom did my hair like that once and then I got lost at the zoo for 3 hours. I couldn't find my family.
Because of your hairstyle, or you were just wearing
it? I mean, that was just like, that's what's locked in that memory. I had my hair was done like that, and then what followed next was I got lost at the zoo for 3 hours. Okay. I was stubborn. I wasn't ready to find an adult. I was determined to find my family. Anyways, picture number 9. All childhood trauma aside. Number 9.
Man.
Hologram.
I didn't really get lost as a kid. I did almost drown in a pool in 1998.
Oof.
What?
Yep. And I'm a good swimmer. This is the one day I joined swim team and then I never went back.
Oh no.
It was in my high school, the high school I went to pool, and they were like teaching us butterfly, and they put this thing around our knees, and I like almost drowned, and like they stopped watching me in the pool. They turned their back and like was talking to all the kids who finished.
Oh no. Right,
okay.
Number 10 is up on the screen, but anyways, let's
Yeah, so it was like most kids, they're like, do 20 laps or whatever the number was. And most kids would like get out of the pool once they saw like everyone else getting out of the pool. But I thought, no, I have to do the amount they told me. And I was struggling so hard. And so like all the other kids were out of the pool, so no one was watching, although I had been struggling that hard the entire time. And then I I still love to swim. Like it didn't scare me from doing it, but I was like, I'm never going to an organized swim event in my life.
Oh no, 2 years
And
before Michael Phelps' first Olympics.
I mean, how could I have known? It was
Oh
horrible.
my gosh, 11. Sorry, this queen popped onto my screen. I love the photo that was chosen for this. Like we're getting two different looks. We're getting, stern and serious, and then also stern and serious.
Yeah.
Like
The glasses work is impeccable.
And two different Voldemort outfits.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And she's giving us like Snape vibes.
Oh yeah. Like a stern McGonagall.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Ooh, tongue-tied, girl.
Ooh, I've been rewatching those movies lately. So fun.
She's the best.
I just watched the Prisoner of Azkaban. So good.
Best one.
Oh, number 12. We got a new image. If you've been paying attention, this may have come up.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
But
Could be Castaway.
It's definitely Castaway.
Castaway. That's all we're allowed to sing.
Wait, Becky, when you got lost, were you like the tiniest of tiny? Because you're still pretty tiny.
I was I was a small child. There were two new exhibits that like were released that year, and they were like big long ones. So like I got separated, and I was like, oh, of course my family went onto this like very long like 30-minute like path. Like of course that's where they're gonna be. So I did both of those back to back, and then went back and did both of them again, like looking for my family and like just like crying and being sweaty, and my butterfly clips were falling out. Anyways, 13's on the screen.
Did your family realize that you were missing, or were they just like trucking along?
Oh no, they did.
Okay.
So like they were looking. Oh, it was Binder Park Zoo. If anyone's familiar, Battle Creek area of Michigan. But it was a pretty big zoo, and they were looking. But we were always kind of like ships in the night. And then eventually, I caved and I went and found an adult, and I told them. Actually, I remember like very politely standing outside of like a family was like talking to. Okay, we have 14 on the screen. One of my favorites. But I remember there was a park like employee, and they were like talking to somebody, and I was like patiently like waiting for them to get done, and then like one of the people in that group like noticed this just very sweaty like worried looking child like visibly crying. They're like, honey, are you lost? And I was like, yeah, I'm just waiting for them to talk to them, and they're like, oh yeah, please. Like
oh, sweet polite child.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm not gonna interrupt, but I'm so traumatized.
Girl, do you still like zoos, or are you turned off on them?
I mean, I love the Lincoln Park Zoo. It's been a bit.
Yeah. This is our last slide of the images. So everyone get ready, because we're gonna go into Google Form in a minute. But take in this couple sitting on a couch, looking at something.
Beautiful turtlenecks.
Yeah, what a 2000s moment that is. A turtleneck with no sleeves.
Let's bring it back. Yeah.
We can do it. We can make that happen.
So. Love a turtleneck with no sleeves. All right.
I really want like a dickie, because then it's like you can layer under a crew neck, but then you're not terribly hot.
Oh yeah, let's bring dickies back.
I used to have dickies for my choir uniform.
Oh hell yeah.
All right,
folks, you're gonna have about 7 minutes, I believe, on this to answer your questions. Hit us up in the chat if you've got any concerns. We're here for you. If you want to hear more about traumatic zoo experiences, we'll be back in 7 minutes, and I've got more to say. What can I say? All right.
Good luck. We'll see you. Hello. Welcome back.
We're
We did it.
so excited to be getting you these answers, let you know how you did on our TV round. I hope you guys, how are you feeling? I hope everyone was feeling good on this round. There's definitely some ones where I was like, ooh, I know that one. And then there was ones where I was like, nope.
Well, let's get into it. Let's find out how we did. So, question 1, our sweet show Gilmore Girls premiered October 5th, 2000, ran for 7 seasons. Many well-known actors appeared in small one-off characters. Which of the following list of actors was not in the show? We were looking for E, Busy Phillips. She was on Dawson's Creek, which aired in the same era, but she was never on Gilmore Girls.
Wow. Was Dawson's Creek, was that her first one? I know she was on Freaks and Geeks, but was Dawson's Creek before that?
No, Freaks was before.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she joined Dawson's, I think, the last season. Yeah, I love her.
She's great.
Yeah. Busy Phillips.
All right, question number 2. This HBO show has also premiered in the year 2000 and received 47 Emmy nominations and has only won twice. Name that show? It's got to be Curb Your Enthusiasm. 47 nominations.
Still running, Becky. It is still running to this day.
Yeah, they brought it back.
Crazy.
That's insane. Do those nominations include like actor nominations as well?
I think it's like everything under the sun. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, it's a big cast. We get it. Question number 3: Who was the first musical guest on Saturday Night Live for the year 2000? We are looking for D, Blink-182. They opened up the new millennium.
We're hoping it's going to be Cisco, but I'll let Blink-182 have this one.
But he did play, and I bet Cisco appreciated that. So.
Yes. All right. Question 4. All but one of these classic Adult Swim shows premiered in the year 2000, 9 months before Adult Swim actual premiere in September of 2001. That show you're looking for was B, Home Movies. I have not seen Home Movies. I would have been not helpful on this question if I was on your team.
This question was written by Nathan Hall, so everyone should thank him for that.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, Nathan.
I don't watch cartoons. It's a big point of contention in our relationship that I don't like cartoons.
Not even like a SpongeBob?
I mean,
Rugrats?
there's just
Doug?
There's a certain nostalgia factor. I watched them as a child, and I do like the nostalgic one.
Bob's Burgers?
I don't like that one.
Clone Wars?
What? Clone Wars? No, I don't like that one.
All right, well, we'll talk about this in the break.
We can dive
into a heated discussion while you are doing your final round.
Yeah. All right. For number 5, we were looking for Malcolm in the Middle.
Bryan Cranston.
America's
Frankie
Family.
Muniz.
Yeah.
We love it.
These 2 kids.
Right. Yeah. Question number 6. This is the first cast of the first season, correct? Am I right on all this? Michael, back me up in the chat. This is Survivor.
Isn't that crazy? The first ever cast.
Can you imagine rolling up in Survivor with like a t-shirt and like a little fedora looking hat? Like,
they didn't know what they were.
Incredible. They had no idea they were going to be eating rats. Thank you, Michael, for confirming. We do have a live fact checking happening.
Love Michael. We love him.
We do indeed.
All right, number 7. We are looking for, of course, the wonderful movie. No, TV show Jackass. Well, there are movies.
Later movies.
Later. But this is from the title sequence. That's Johnny Knoxville, and some of them are not with us anymore.
He's still with us. He's in the new movie that's like out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's dead?
Sorry. Ryan Dunn. Is that someone? No. What's his name? Michael knows. Can you help us?
If we could get some answers in the chat going.
I think Bam is still alive. Johnny is. Dave England, I think, is still around. I think Ryan Dunn. I was right. Okay, yeah, he is passed. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry to break this news to everyone in this way. But yes, Jackass was number 7.
Jackass.
Michael would like you to know that Steve-O is still with us.
Oh, God. He's probably the biggest name besides Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah. Number 8, incredible pigtails that we got going on here. Shia LaBeouf hanging from a hook on a door. This has got to be Even Stevens.
Is everyone watching
Look at that choker.
Romano's TikToks or YouTube?
My God.
Absolutely is.
Unhinged.
Oh, I love it. I love
Could have been
hearing
Anne
her.
Hathaway. I could have had Anne Hathaway's thing. Girl, if you were Anne Hathaway, you would be Anne Hathaway.
I love this like unsolicited gossip. Like nobody's asking like what roles did you lose out to, but she's here delivering it to us. Like we want to know, and honestly, we do. She's right.
Oh, number 9, a show I never watched, but it did premiere in the year 2000. This is Andromeda.
It looks exactly what I think the future would have.
Yeah.
We would have thought the future would look like in the year 2000.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
that guy is definitely like a famous guy. He's been around a lot.
Is that what's his face from Scooby Doo, or am I?
No.
No, it's not the guy from Scooby Doo, but it's
He played
definitely
Hercules.
is. Oh, yep.
Oh yeah, I can see now.
Yeah. So, yep, definitely it was a popular show, but just definitely not one that I knew. Andromeda.
Uncle Ray confirmed that it was Hercules, and Michael came in with the real name, Kevin Sorbo. Nope, Uncle Ray's wife, Lux.
I mean, he's a handsome man.
Well, tell him we like what we're seeing.
Yes, tell Kevin Sorbo this.
And we hope he's doing well. We hope he's doing well in the year of 2022.
Oh, I keep forgetting to click the answer. Sorry, guys.
Oh,
Andromeda.
okay.
Oh, you're totally fine. All right, number 10. This is the Ali G show.
Yeah, it is.
The Ali G show. This is where, I mean, did he do Borat on the show?
Yes.
Yeah, this is where this all stemmed from.
And
he's got some
Bruno, the other one.
Bruno, yep.
Sacha Baron Cohen. What an interesting. Oh, number 11 is The Weakest Link.
Wow, this was like the thing to say to people. Like,
oh yeah.
The year 2000, yeah. The weakest link. Goodbye.
It's great. A villain of her time.
12, I bet they were handed an 80-page script and they had to talk as fast as they can for the scene. This is Gilmore Girls.
With her worst boyfriend, Dean.
Oh, toxic.
He's trash, baby. I'm a Jess girl through and through.
Oh yeah, who isn't? If you're not, you're weird.
Oh, we talk about my friend group a lot, and not everyone's a Jess, and they're wrong.
If you're a Logan person, I'm like, who are you?
Get out of here. Get out. Get out of town. I hate Logan too.
Ugh.
We could do a whole show on how much that. All right, number 13. This is a very popular show with Jessica Alba. This is Dark Angel. Can't you tell?
Jessica Alba.
Moody, the lighting.
Was this wasn't like a spinoff from Buffy, right? Because there's just Angel, right?
Yeah, Angel's the
okay. So this is its own show.
On the WB, right?
This is probably like them trying to make another Buffy.
Yeah, it's got those big like WB CW vibes. Some delicious trash. 14. I love this show. Theme song by Macy Gray herself, Her Majesty. This is As Told by Ginger.
Love this show.
That episode where she only shaved her ankles because her mom
didn't. Yes, I was just thinking
in my head.
Also, her outfit would be in style right now.
Yeah.
Oh, she'd be killing it in like Wicker Park, like
Queen of Chicago. Okay, we're looking at her.
This looks like a gonna hop on team.
Yeah, truly. Wow.
Damn, it truly does.
Especially like her friend's haircut. Amazing.
So good. Number 15 is the show that I just started watching for the first time this weekend to prepare for this, and it's Curb Your Enthusiasm. Never watched it in my life. But it is still airing, and this was the answer to number 15.
A good time.
It's so cringy, but it's still kind of fun, but it's cringy for me. Not so much, just like the character interactions. I get a lot of secondhand embarrassment. And so
I'm right there with you, Kristen. Yeah.
Sometimes I have to like turn it on.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a show you need to watch in like little bits where you're like, okay, that's enough.
Yeah, it's not like New Girl where I can have it on all day, every day, and love it forever. You know? Which is usually what's happening in my house, just in case you're wondering.
In the cheese grater, that's what they're in.
Me and Jess. Who's that girl? It's me.
Kristen, I think it's time for our final round. I can't believe.
Should we check the scores?
Oh, yeah. Scores.
Yeah, we must. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my. Well, we've had a crazy 18 points in one round. Are You Entertained is killing it with 44, followed by 2000 and Late with 32, a great showing. And Oops, We Did It Again is holding strong at 12, baby.
Maybe they'll come back.
No.
You never know.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, maybe they'll come back and bet. I mean, what's the next round? We can bet 20 points? Total, or is it just 20 points total? Maybe they'll come in and the wrong bets will be made on the other teams. Who knows? Anyone's game.
Yeah, it is. Well, as we head into our final round, Becky was just touching on it. This is unique in that there are going to be 2 questions, and you wager how many points you want to potentially earn or lose with each of these questions. So I want everyone to think about this, because you will lose up to the 10 points or gain up to the 10 points if you get it right or if you get it wrong. So keep that in mind when you're wagering. Yeah.
All right. These are all about the year 2000. Question number 1. The long-running comic strip ended production in 2000 when the last Sunday strip was published only a few hours after the creator's death. Name that creator. So we're looking for the creator of this comic strip.
R.I.P. What a crazy turn of events.
Yeah. Because that's what happens when you die on a Saturday night and you write comic strips.
It is true. It is true. While we have some time, why don't we touch a little bit more about Trident? You guys like what you're seeing? You can subscribe to this channel and get notifications when great live shows are coming up. We have more shows coming up this week. We have a show tomorrow night, and I believe also Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a quick break. We're going to read question number 2, and then we'll get back into it. Question number 2, who was the winner of the first season of the reality hit TV show Survivor? So we're looking for who survived those tribal councils. Who was number 1? But yeah, there's so many great ways you can support Trident Network. You can become a Patreon supporter, and you can also, there's merch that you can purchase on the website. There's just so many great ways, just watching, sharing with your friends, telling about these awesome shows that are happening, comedy, podcasts, live shows. There's just so much happening, and we would love for you to come back to every trivia night and kill it, or check out shows throughout the week.
Yeah, and if you're an Amazon Prime user, you can subscribe. You get once per month, you can subscribe to a different Twitch channel. So if you want to use your Amazon Prime to subscribe this month to Trident, you get to some cool free stuff, like you get to use the party dolphin emote. If you could hit that in the chat, see what that cutie looks like. But definitely check us out there. Ooh, look at him clapping and lolling and clapping and laughing out loud. Yeah, well, that brings us to the end of our final round. It's time for you to deliberate with your team, figure out what you want to answer for question 1 and question 2. We'll give you a break to work on that, and then we'll be back to announce our winners as well as the answers of our final round. Oh my gosh, we're back. Oh my gosh, we're at the end of tonight's game. We're
Wow,
about to find out. Yeah, we're about to find out what the answers were to our final round questions and then declare our winner. I'm so excited. This was so fun getting to relive the year 2000 together.
Feeling good. It's, I think a healthy dose of nostalgia is always good. Always good to revisit.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Should we jump in?
I think we should jump right in. I think we should jump right in, give these answers, let the people know who won all. And the prizes tonight are just our endless love and adoration for the top team.
And if you come back to the next trivia, we'll tell everyone how you won and how awesome you were.
Yeah, you get bragging rights.
Just like we did at the top of this one. We definitely did that.
Well, Allie's not here, so
yeah, if you come back to the next one and you won this one, we'll make sure that it's known. We'll make sure in the chat that people know who they're dealing with. They're dealing with a winner. All right, are you ready? Question number 1. All right, question 1. A long-running comic strip ended production in 2000 when the last Sunday strip was published only a few hours after the creator's death. Name that creator. That'd be the Peanuts comic, and the creator is Charles Schulz. If you spelled it with a T, we'll also take that, I believe. Yes?
Yeah, we're taking as many spellings as I could think of.
Any rendition of Charles Schulz that you answered, we're giving you points for.
Michael? Oh, no.
Michael, what was your guess? We got to know.
Do you want to know what his guess was?
Yeah.
Yeah, he could tell us in the chat.
Yeah.
Jim Davis. Oh, well, I have to know when Jim Davis still alive? We're gonna Google that. While we announce question number 2, I'm gonna find out if Jim Davis.
All right, question number 2. Who was the winner of the very first season of the reality hit TV show Survivor? We're looking for Richard Hatch. Hatch. I do remember that was a big thing. He was kind of like, sneaky, wasn't he, the whole time? I don't know the full story because it's been so long. I haven't watched it since the year 2000, but I remember there was something kind of crazy with him.
We love a villain story. Oh, go ahead.
I have a question for you gals. Are we accepting just first names?
I would, yes.
Sure.
Okay.
We're generous souls here at Trident Trivia.
Yeah. Mike Larson, I do have to let you know that Jim Davis is still very much well and alive. He is not dead.
What
Garfield.
Oh.
Garfield could keep coming out.
I wish.
No, I'm sorry. He did die. No, he did die. He's dead. No, that's an actor. Hold on. There's too many Jim Davises. No, he's alive.
Wow, this is like.
There's another person. Twist and turn.
The suspense is killing me.
Man.
All right, are we ready to find out who won tonight?
I gotta know. I gotta find out.
And drum roll.
Woo!
Wow, they came in clutch.
Yeah. Are you not entertained? You were trying to figure out the iPad in round 1. You figured it out. We're so glad that you did. Congratulations. You are our winner tonight with 47 points, followed by 2,000 and late. Unfortunately, Jim Davis is still alive, and we could not give you those points.
Michael got Richard correct, but he didn't have any faith in himself. He only voted
one point.
Michael, just next time, put it all out there.
Put it all on Survivor.
Wow, well, what an amazing night. Thank you, everyone, for playing, for learning, and finding out some fun facts about all of us tonight, because I think that's what trivia is really about, learning about your friends, you know? I think.
It's my dad's birthday, and you guys all got to be here for it. And, maybe we didn't have any questions about him, but we all had a good time remembering all the great movies of the 2000s. We hope you're back next week. We hope you're back next month in February, towards the end, maybe potentially early March, is what we're looking for our next show, just because February is a bit short of a month. But hope to have you back. Tell your friends, this is a great opportunity to play over Zoom. If you're quarantining and you want to stay in touch with friends, definitely a fun thing to get people together. We're so glad you were here tonight. Definitely subscribe. Check us out on Trident with our upcoming show. We've got some more coming up. And we hope you have a great rest of your night.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.